Well, we had more than just an elite defender in Franz. Fortunate enough, we had many guys that was committed to buying into the defensive side of the ball. I was truly impressed with, how everyone had really, committed to that end as far as getting uncomfortable with some of the details and the level of technique that we coach here. But now where we are today is, we have another team that is bought in and is continuing to keep working and building the defensive habits that will carry over hopefully throughout the year and give us the competitive chance of winning the ball game.
And how have you seen the freshmen kind of pick these things up and from day one to now?
Oh, I've seen a lot of growth from day one and into where we are now. Like I said earlier, the buy-in is definitely there. And then also what's been special about our group is that they're not afraid to ask questions, which that's what we really committed into welcoming that. So when a guy asks questions, that it shows that, he's trying to, figure it out, to pick it up and make sure that he'll be able to apply everything that's being taught. We have an amazing group that has that attitude and commitment to doing whatever it can to help the team win.
Next question is from Andrew from MLive.
Hey, Juwan, good to see you. Very important question. What are you and your staff going to wear tomorrow at the game?
We haven't decided yet. There's a lot of different ideas thrown around, but, it's good to know that we have options.
Like, I guess are among those options going back to the suits? Obviously you didn't last year, but I didn't know if that was partly because there were no fans there and there will be fans again, or is that on the table, the suits?
Options and everything is on the table, including possibly wearing a uniform. Who knows? Might come out with a throwback number 25 uniform.
All right, that'd be something. All right, thanks.
Next question is from Matt Leach from WTKA.
Hey, Coach. What are you looking forward to seeing most out of the team here in this first exhibition game?
A team that's going to go out and compete from start to finish. What I've also been impressed with is we have a group that, is really bought into sharing the basketball and playing for one another.
And also, have you changed up the approach at all this year with having that bullseye on your back being the returning Big Ten champ?
Approach, meaning what approach you're speaking of?
Just to the season, to the players, just again, knowing that you always have a bullseye on your back being Michigan, but having an even larger bullseye knowing that you're returning champ and everybody's going to be gunning for you even more this season. Well,
the Big Ten basketball is one of the most competitive conferences there is in college basketball. So from top to bottom, 1 through 14, they're going to not only have great talented teams, but also great coaches. And I think every team in the Big Ten has a bullseye on their back because we're so deep. And last year, by being a new year, there's a new trophy. And we're one of the teams that's going after that trophy.
Next up is Anthony Broom from the Wolverine.
Hey, Juwan, it's been a long lead up to the season, a lot of camp battles going on, and a lot has been made about the battles between, Hunter and Musa. So how have you seen both of those guys grow through that?
Well, they've both been competing hard in practice, but that's what I expect. But it's not has been a focus on like the two of them battling against each other. We have a great front line with Hunter, Musa, Brandon Johns, Terrence Williams play a little bit in that front line as well. You can mix Jace Howard in there as well as Jaron Foles. So we've had some very competitive practices from top to bottom and on that, not just by position in the front line, but overall in general with the entire team. I left, a lot of days as I'm driving home, leaving the building, thinking like, wow, our guys really are competing and beating up on each other. I can't wait till we get an opportunity to play against our opponent and see what it really looks like when you play against a team other than just guys that they see every day in that locker room.
Next is Michael Cohen from the Detroit Free Press.
Hey, Juwan, it seems like teams across the country have anywhere from 1 to 3 exhibition games. When you're putting together a schedule, how do you decide how many you want? And if you only have one, is that a harder challenge than if you have 3 tune-ups to get ready?
Well, I can't really say as far as, it's good to have 2 or 3, big exhibition games. But I will tell you this, that one exhibition game truly helps. And having a scrimmage helps as well. This is my first time that I'm aware of that there are teams that has more than one exhibition. I've always, ever since when I played in college, we only played one exhibition, if I recall, and then we'll jump right into the season. But I will definitely go back, Michael, and investigate that and see what's best for us for the near future if we should compete and have more than just one exhibition game.
Coach, we'll go back to Chris Ballas from the Wolverine.
Coach, can you share anything about what you liked from your scrimmage with DePaul, or maybe what you didn't like and what you'd like to work on?
Oh, I've seen a lot of really good things in our scrimmage for both sides of the ball. I thought offensively, we did a really good job of moving the basketball, making the extra pass. Every guy played well from top to finish. From top to bottom on the roster. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I thought, we were great on that level as far as, being disruptive, very challenging shots, did a really good job of, keeping guys in front. Also, fouls, we weren't out there just fouling, because sometimes, I see in practice we get so physical that we sometimes, foul each other too many times. And, my concern is I do not want that to become a habit where, it leads into, the season where you're putting teams to the free throw line, and then also you get into a bonus early. We would continue to keep growing. From what I took from that scrimmage is, there's always room for where you can improve. And we identified those areas. We had a really good film session the next day on what areas where we can clean up. Also saw some really good stuff on film where we had a lot of growth from where we were from our first practice, September 29th. But leading into tomorrow, it's going to be another, game where we're going to compete and we're going to see what we can learn from that game and see how we can help prepare ourselves for next week.
Next up is James Hawkins from the Detroit News.
Hey, Juwan, just a couple of quick ones from me. Is everybody healthy and available to play for tomorrow?
I'm sorry, you kind of broke up there.
Oh, is everybody healthy and available to play tomorrow?
To my knowledge.
Okay. All right, and then secondly, have you named team captains?
We have one captain, and that's Eli Brooks right now.
Okay. When did you name him?
That was last season.
Next up is Bob Ojanowski from the Detroit News as well.
Hey there, Juwan. I'm wondering, with all the freshmen you added in the transfer and the returning players, how fierce do you think the competition will be, and will it evolve and continue through the season for starting positions? Like, do you consider you have kind of 10 starters, or how do you view the rotation in this early stage?
Well, we're going to present 5 starters tomorrow, and every guy is still being, I would say, judged in a positive light of as far as what's best for our team moving forward. I haven't decided as far as how many that we're going to go with when it comes to a rotation. The rotation is still being decided and looked at, and we have time. There's no need to rush. It's nice to have a deeper roster than I've had before. The most important thing is to have healthy bodies. That's the most thing I'm really concerned with, just healthy players.
I wonder, just a quick follow-up, does a deeper roster definitely has benefits? Does it also have challenges to try to figure things out?
Has benefits, a lot of benefits. It's all coaches will tell you. It's a good problem to have.
We'll go back to Andrew Kahn from M Live.
Juwan, I think last time we spoke there, Chrysler, you said, this year compared to your first 2 years, things were moving slower for you. That was something that, you felt you improved on as a coach. Things were moving fast for you, or earlier in your coaching career at Michigan. Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Like what exactly you meant by that?
No, I just will just to say it exactly what I mean earlier. It's things just now slowing down a little bit, and we'll continue to keep growing as a coach and learning being a head coach at a high institute, one of the top 5 powerful, Power 5 conferences here. We'll continue to grow and see what I can do to help best serve this program and our young men.
I think as far as obviously you have a ton of responsibilities with on the court, off the court, just sort of.
Yeah, you want to trade?
No. I think our skill sets are best utilized right now.
I know I can't write a paper. I know that. Or article, I'm speaking of. I'm not good in that field. So I take that back. I do not want to trade your job for my job. I love my job.
Yes, I enjoy mine too. So yeah, I guess I just meant all these things you have to juggle. You now feel you have a better sense of, time management and things like that.
Yeah, it's a lot of things that you do juggle, but they're still, it's more than just X's and O's.
Right.
When it comes to being a head coach at a University of Michigan. And that's something that, I've welcomed, and it's something that I wanted, and I love it.
Thank you.
I really do. I love it. Yeah.
We'll go back to Michael Cohen from the Detroit Free Press.
Juwan, you mentioned the physicality in practices. I imagine, sometimes that will maybe lead to some opportunities for free throws. With so many young guys, have you gotten a chance or a sense of what type of free throw shooting team you might be this year?
No, I have not, but we do practice free throws, Michael. And I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that when it comes game time, whether we're here in Chrysler or we're on the road, that when we go to that free throw line, our goal is to be, a really good free throw shooting team, and just keep my fingers crossed that we be better than, how we shot from the free throw line last season. I remember my first year here 2 years ago, we wasn't a great free throw shooting team, and then we've had growth from the first year to last year, and I'm praying that we can continue to keep growing, climbing in the right direction.
We'll head back to Chris Ballas from the Wolverine.
Coach, Caleb came in with that reputation as a shooter. What have you seen from his all-around game, and can you get rebounding from that position that you're going to need?
Yes, I trust we will get rebounding from that position. We've worked on it in practice. We'll continue to keep growing in that area, and also making an emphasis on it and how important it is to limit our opponents to one shot opportunity. Caleb also is more than just a shooter. I've seen the complete package in his game on he can make passes and make plays for others. He's also a guy that's doing a really good job of reading whether it's a ball screen coming, being patient, setting this man up and coming off the ball screen, or if he's in a situation where he's making a screen for someone else to get another player open. And then his overall IQ. It's for a guy at his age, if you go back to it, Caleb reclassed up. So he could easily be an incoming freshman next season. But, I've been impressed with his level of maturity, as well as his basketball IQ, and how he just is a complete player that has a certain type of demeanor, disposition about himself that seems like he's been around for years.